In today's video, I'm going to share with you 4 simple frameworks to begin to shift your identity into the person that you want to become. Now, these frameworks are things I've worked with UFC fighters, NFL athletes, Olympic athletes, Navy SEALs, Delta operators, and some of the most successful business leaders from all over the world. I've also used this for myself to help generate millions and millions of dollars for my business, as well as helping thousands of other people just like you as well. So I say all that because this stuff actually works, okay? So one of the first things you want to do is to focus on who you want to become, okay? Rather than what you're going to get. So in other words, instead of focusing on getting the house, the car, the relationship, the body, you focus on the person who has those things. So in other words, if you focus on the person who has the body, you wake up early, you go to the gym, you eat healthy. You also surround yourself with other people that are on the same journey as you. So you see, often what happens is when we get focused on the outcome rather than the task and becoming the person we want to become, that can often lead to disappointment. You know, one of the things that you'll see in manifestation videos is manifesting this thing that you want, but very rarely do people talk about becoming the person who can manifest and have those things in their lives. So when we really focus on who we want to become rather than what we want to achieve, the ultimate outcome will find itself as it is, okay? Number 2, and I already alluded to this a little bit, and this may be the most powerful one by far, is surround yourself, okay, with people, not that are just like you right now. It's surround yourself with people, okay, who are where you want to be, okay? Now, why is this important? Want to be, okay? You know, I remember the best shape that I've ever been in my life, and I'm in pretty good shape, but the best shape I ever was in, you know, 5% body fat, I mean, just shredded, was when I was hanging out with a group of bodybuilders and MMA fighters. And you see, what happened was before that, I was like 250 pounds. I was a little bit bigger than I am now, just a big, strong guy, but I had some body fat and I wasn't really like dialed in and shredded like I always wanted to be. Well, guess what? When you hang around 5, 6, 7, 8 other people that all have a 6-pack and you don't, guess what happens? You become the next person who gets that 6-pack because you start to elevate yourself to the group. Now, it's the same thing financially, right? If you want to be able to up-level your finances, you've got to get around people that are at a higher level than you financially, because then what will happen is it'll motivate you and inspire you to go to that next level. You know, recently I was in California for a buddy's bachelor party, and he just bought his lake house over in California. And after leaving there, it inspired me. I said, you know what? We're going to buy a lake house in Lake Tahoe in the next 1 to 2 years. That became my vision now, because I was around somebody who's hitting that next level that inspired me to go, okay, time to step it up. So when you can surround yourself, not with people who are just like you, and I'm not saying to lose your friends and leave everybody behind, no. You want to put yourself in situations, though, where there are those people who are where you want to be. Again, I always believe that you got to really surround yourself with 3 types of people, ultimately, okay? But we're talking about leveling up in this concept. First is you surround yourself with people that are better than you, because this inspires you to grow. It shows you what's possible, okay? Then you want to surround yourself with people that are at your level, because this makes you have that competitive spirit, right? Of like, okay, we're kind of neck and neck, we're right back and forth. And by the way, I learned this in jiu-jitsu, okay? I learned this when in jiu-jitsu, you train with guys that are way better than you, and you just get beat up and destroyed. But in that process, it makes you better. And then you start hanging out with guys that are at your level, so you're going back and forth, you're really challenging each other. And then the third type of people you hang out with are people that are not as good as you, so that you can mentor and teach, because through mentoring and teaching, that actually helps you level up your skills. Now, what I find though, this is why I share this, okay? What I find is that most people hang out with people that are just like them. They very rarely step outside of their comfort zone to hang with that higher level, because it makes them feel insecure, it makes us feel less than, it makes us feel not good enough. And then we very rarely will make friends with people that aren't at the level that we're at for whatever reason that may be. So again, if you want to go to the next level, definitely surround yourself at times. It doesn't have to mean kick out all your friends, okay? At times with those people that are at a higher level. Okay, number 3 framework is to monitor your self-talk, okay? And this one's huge because ultimately the conversations we have with ourselves will dictate our outside world. It'll dictate our reality. So whatever you're telling yourself on a daily basis, you will start to see show up in your physical environment. And yeah, maybe, a negative thought here or there, or negative dialogue here or there isn't going to instantly draw it in. However, if you persist with that over time, you will start to see it manifest into your reality. So monitoring your self-talk has to do with, okay, where is my self-talk really, really strong, and reinforcing that. And also, where's my self-talk not so strong, and working on those areas so that you can build them up. So ultimately, you can have exactly the life that you want in every single area. These are skills and techniques I use to attract my wife into my life, my children, my business, what I do, my team, my body. Everything is simply a process of these different principles, okay? And number 4 is practicing delayed gratification, okay? Now, I remember years ago, this is like 10 years ago, I remember sitting, me and my friends, we rented this mansion that we all lived in. This is a whole nother lifetime ago. This is back when I was a knucklehead. Like the button if you've ever been a knucklehead before. Me and my buddies were rented this big, huge mansion, and we're all living there together. And I remember when I did it, I financially stretched myself. I mean, I was strapped every single month. I remember sitting I had the master bedroom. I was sitting in the office in there, and I'm watching this video, and this guy started talking about, he said, the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people? This is what he said. He said, unsuccessful people have to have everything right now, while successful people know how to delay gratification. So in other words, the unsuccessful person has to have the vacation before they can actually afford it. They have to eat the food that they know they shouldn't eat because they need to taste it right now. And successful people, what we do is we delay the gratification, right? We build up to be able to buy the house, go on the vacation. We put off eating the unhealthy food during the week and only have it on the weekends. And by practicing this process of delayed gratification, this also works with just business, right? Sometimes you're working day in and day out, week in and week out, month in and month out, and you don't see results. And then sometimes we want to give up. It's because we have to practice that delayed gratification. I promise you, I've seen this happen to myself and clients over and over again. When you start to implement this, suddenly out of nowhere, you get that big growth, or you get that big opportunity, or things just start to shift in your favor. It's just like a tree. You plant a seed, and at first it doesn't seem like it's growing any roots, but you keep watering it, you keep tending to it, and before you know it, you have a big giant oak tree, okay? So same thing with these principles. Now, guys, if you like this stuff and you want to program your mind to start to create more success without having to try so hard at it, I guess you could say, and you want it to just be automatic, you want it to be part of who you are, I do a free live hypnosis session a handful of times per month, where we start to program your subconscious mind to break through these barriers so that you can hit that next level of success. So by the way, this is something that I'm testing. I'm doing a batch of 6 to 10 videos. So I may not do this forever, okay? So if you want to be able to do this, click the link down in the description. If it's not there, then it's not there. But if it is, register while you still can. All right, guys? So click the link below, register for the free live hypnosis session. We'll see you in the next video.